We are ready to roll. Hi, Chad. Welcome back.
I didn't. I know there was a counter, but normally we
get a little warning.
Like,
it's fine,
guys. Anyway, we're here.
I just happen to be ready this time, as opposed to yesterday when I was putting on my headset. We're all cool. All right, you cool?
It's really
or,
flat.
In the words of Trace,
quite fluffy.
Are you looking at yourself?
Yeah. Anyway, we got a game to look at. So this one's a good one. This is the other, I guess, progression map going through to the playoff bracket. We've already seen Fnatic be able to do 2 over Vitality earlier. And then we've also had 2 teams go home or at least exit the tournament. They might hang around and play on those beautiful prac setups that they have at the Imber TV office. But that was Pain from Brazil and Panda, the local team. They probably will go home.
Yeah, I would imagine. Pain all the way from Brazil, that's a bit longer of a flight.
Yeah, not close by any means. So we need to get the knife round underway here to decide who's going to be starting where. Guess I can give the history again. These 2 teams played on this exact map in the best-of-1 Swiss stage. Obviously, there's best-of-3, best-of-1s at the major at IEM Katowice not that long ago.
It's the opening stage of the...
Yeah. Renegades came out on top 16-14.
Wow, okay. So a close one. And Renegades the winners of it, so that should bode well for this to be a great game. To decide, remember, who goes through, as you just said, 3-0 from the Swiss system. And gets immediately through to the playoffs. The playoffs would start on Friday. Thursdays and off days, we get ready to switch to the venue. Just simply known as the venue.
Yeah, the place where they play. The arena, the Battle Dome.
Battle Dome. Is that what you're going to name your esports venue that you open in Perth?
There's already an esports venue there that's pretty good, so...
Is it like an internet cafe or an actual venue?
It's an internet cafe, but I don't think that Perth will ever have an esports scene where people actually go and watch Counter-Strike.
Well, you can make the...
Not in my lifetime.
Arena Dome or whatever you just called it. Thunderdome.
Yeah, Mad Max. Mad Max-esque.
All
right, here we go. We're getting this one underway here as the freeze time is ticking down. The restarts have come on in, and Pistol Round will be with us momentarily. Olaf Meister has bought into a CZ75 that he's dropped across to a Dren. He'll buy a smoke, and then Nico's got 2 flashes and a kit. On the other side of things, we have Azza and Gratisfaction with mimicking each other's buys. Smoke into flashbangs with the Glocks, and then armor for everybody else. We've seen quite a few fantastic USP shots all throughout the day. People's aim is always extremely impressive to me, especially the way that they apply the USP, that's for sure. Fast up second mid will be all 4 players. Guardian with a jump on over is going to spot some of those members getting the information. Azza has left the T stairs and now he'll be catching up with the team. So I expect these grenades to be used relatively early. JKS getting Hall's control, making sure that there's nobody close up and personal. And they will actually only have 2 players over towards his A side to deal with, but a fast flank from a Dren potentially coming on the cards here as Banana Control is in the favor of FaZe Clan. So they need to beat the execute. Renegades barrel on into the side.
Guardian behind the box that was ready for the revival. I thought the headshots seemed easy from that lineup, but apparently not. Jacob's got him down, and that's going to concede the bomb plant. Nico wants to work it back out from Library. Smoke's still in position. Jacob. Get the bomb down, thank you. He was there for quite a while before he committed to it. Leah's got position to watch off quad. Nico, meanwhile, still working in from Library. His teammate is Rain, and Rain is surrounded. If he steps wide to try and bait the shots out from the backside of the site, he's got problems. The rest are in pit. Nico's got the front. Now Rain pulls it down. 2-on-2. It's possible. They know the other 2 are in the pit. They figured that out. Low HP for JKS, but he manages to hold true. That should give Nico the jump on him, though, because he knows exactly where he is. Spots him again inside of the hole. JKS just buying time. That's all he wants. Does well to do so, and I think that's going to be... Oh, Nico's got a kit. This is still super close. Nico's got a kit, and I think he's got the rounds. Oh, just barely FaZe get it.
Oh, my God. I think JKS thought he had done more than enough there by jiggling in the pit. It felt like that bomb timer was extending forever, but that was due to the point that you pointed out. They were on the bomb site for such a long period of time before they actually got the bomb down, before they delivered the package to its objective, and FaZe are going to steal that one away. They didn't feel rushed. They didn't feel any threats, and we spoke about fantastic USP shots throughout the series. Well, once again, some absolute bangers there. That is a round gifted by the Renegades, who should have wrapped that one up. But FaZe, using their superior aim in that round, are able to put it on the board. Now give themselves an opportunity to convert the second. Renegades have upgraded 4 Deagles. Gratisfaction only with the Glock. He has a smoke and a flashbang, so ideally he wants to get an AWP up as soon as possible. Dren's about to be flashed on out with the MP9, and in he comes. He's going to take the first. Keeps it out after juggling to some grenades. Now we'll throw a Molotov to either push the back or forward. They have to make a decision, and back it will be. So not able to get banana control. That means that if they wanted to use that smoke and flash to cover off CT spawn and flash into the bomb site, they'll not be able to do so with such ease. Now Nico posted up on an off angle towards CT spawn. There's an opportunity to milk down the remaining players. He'll snap away wildly, eventually gets the kill. Jacob will trade him out. This doesn't seem to get that much more interesting because, okay, hold up.
Whoa.
I was going to say, unless JKS can find some penetration over towards the arch side, which he definitely did. Now we have a 3-on-3 situation and several players in limbo. Oh, never mind. He hasn't been practicing enough.
Guardian gets JKS down despite that excellent deagle shot. Were they going to go for the boost in the corner? I think they might have been considering it, but Adren, as the smoke dissolved, was able to get the bomb and fling it forward. As you mentioned, that's the direction of travel. Switches to the deagle, confirms that Jacob is dead, and FaZe now have the 2-0 lead. With that, we get AK-47s. 5 of them. FAMAS still for Olaf and Rain. Guardian, what's the call? 3650. Is there a gun down for him? I didn't see one.
He's bought into an M4.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, I don't want to spend enough to buy an op, so there's not one.
All right, so the buy comes in. Let's start to see, because I think FaZe are the ones who will have felt the need to make more adjustments off of their loss of the major, as opposed to Renegades, who did get away with that victory, even though it was the tightest of margins. Liaz has had to push into that smoke, and through the flash they come. That's fantastic work from Grat and Liaz, both assisted by Az's flashbangs. Now the B bomb site should be an open avenue of attack. Guardian is trying to get there as quickly as possible, and he's going to try, I was going to say, lay down some fire. Everyone looking towards that up and over position now. It is very powerful, especially for the teams when they want to clear the site. But I think they're starting to learn that they shouldn't stay up there too long, because the CTs will always be gravitating towards that. And the save call will come in very early. So I like the response there in Banana. Quick flashes through the smoke, in their face, make the trades. That one can easily go wrong, right? That can fall in either direction. But this time around, Renegades will come out on top of it. And that's only off of 2 kills in a round. So you can see just how much you can get done with very little. Now JKS on the hunt wants to get some weapons away. He thinks better of it.
So 2-1 instant response. The guns they save are not the M4s. There's one of them, but it's the FAMASs from Olaf and Rain. They didn't want to get involved to try and change that. There's not a lot of money built up with only 2 rounds won. So Renegades suddenly in the better position.
Yeah, if we just quickly look at this last matchup they did have at the major, Matt, and break it down a little bit more than just the score line. The first half FaZe started on the CT side. They were able to pick up 9 rounds to the 6 of Renegades. Renegades did that by winning a force buy in the second, stringing 3 together, and then a couple of blips on the radar as FaZe continued to put up a wall. So the CT side from FaZe were expecting big things. We're thinking 9 as a minimum here. Renegades flipped on over. They obviously won 10 to the 5 of FaZe Clan, who won both pistols in that series, but lost both consecutive rounds. This time around, Renegades went for a different approach. They didn't force buy in the second. They went for the 3rd round AK buy. So things have definitely been adjusted. We are seeing nuances and change. And as I mentioned before, Azza was the top fragger previously for Renegades, followed up by Guardian, as the most impactful player for FaZe Clan, with 23 kills to his name and a 1.26 rating.
Ren forced back towards CT. Smoke down, wants to go back through, but his teammate's been lost, and there's no flashes in position for him. In fact, no one even available to throw them, and look how fast Renegades get to the back of the site. Jacob gets Adren down. Guardian is already bailing. They're going to save yet again.
You don't really have a choice, right? What can you do? Not even too much damage has been done. Surely Az on 38, Jacob on 63, but otherwise relatively unscathed. And then you think about the utility they have as well. Wanting to chase and hunt again, we have JKS. If you look at your mini-map, he's clearing out the T housing area to make sure no one's pushed in there. Azul coming through middle, Gratisfaction and Jacob going through the library and arch positions to slowly collapse on the CT, saving towards the side pit. Enough utility on Jacob here to try and flush them out, use flashes to push them back, Molotov on Azza, so they can work with some nades if they want to go for the chase.
Guardian just hanging out in the pit, making sure he stays alive. You're right, though. The chase was on. Won't quite get there. They'll keep the 2 M4s and the FAMAS. building up a little bit more money with a second round loss bonus added to the mix, but not really enough at this point. Guardian could drop.
Yes, indeed he can, and Rain could even buy a UMP and drop that one across as well if they want to get a gun
Guess
round
not.
up. Yeah, that's weird that they're playing super conservative right now.
CT side early, you're going to be going to a third round bonus. Yeah. $2,400. You're going to save. Okay. I guess. Now it'll be 24 guaranteed buy next round, and they've got 3 guns, so maybe that's enough. Maybe that is the right call. We'll see, because one gun already finds a kill, but the flash down Olaf can do no better than that. As Leia's already comes around, and we'll close out on the... Close down, I should say, on the A site. Rotation's down to the bottom side of Banana, gets a lot of map control, pack a lot of information. They know it's going to be on A after that kill, but they can't really do anything with it with the pistols, and smoke down as well. Renegades looking to try and just get the bomb plant, close this out. They have allowed them to get a lot closer on the FaZe side before the bomb was planted. Remember, the late plant costed them in round number 1, as it were, on the pistol with Nico. He's the one with a deagle sneaking around top mid this time. But I think they now know that the writing is on the wall. AK picked up. That's at least worth it to go that close to the bomb site. Get that and 2 M4s. FAMAS as well for Adren. They're back into it.
We'll use these early stages just to really keep tabs on the money for everybody, because if you're not familiar with the changes, then maybe you aren't too sure on how things are panning out just now. So Renegades, by losing the first 2 rounds in a row, they obviously, with the pistol round change, which we had previously before this whole counter situation came on in, it skipped straight to 1900, then 24, so they're able to get a buyout. But now that they've won 3 rounds on the trot, their loss bonus has gone all the way back down now to 1400. So if they lose a round, they're not getting a massive loss bonus, right? Over on FaZe, they've managed to build up 3 in a row right now, so they're sitting at that $2,400 loss bonus.
Yeah.
So for Renegades, obviously we're talking about losses even though they're winning, but it's this counter situation. So we're going to see how this plays on now. At least we'll give it, you know, a good look on in for the opening stages of this game. We'll keep track, we'll keep tabs, and we'll keep everybody up to date for as long as possible. So now the gun round will come in for FaZe Clan. AWP in the hands of Guardian here. We were just talking about how much of an influential factor he was for them the previous times they went toe-to-toe. Yanko giving some orders here. And now we're into freeze time. The timeout has tickled on down and trickled. Quite fickle. So let's see if they go for a different approach across the map here. Adren has the weakest weapon in the server right now on the FAMAS, but a couple of defuse kits on the board. Lots of utility. And it'll be a 4-man peak play coming out here from FaZe. I do like to see this. You might see a different exchange of grenades here back and forth. Renegades might think after that early bunch has gone down that they're safe, but there will be a second wave, and get ready for that because it comes on out now. Go throws another Molotov. Dren has one of his own. Smoke's going to go deep. This is a great way to hold on to banana control.
This flash bouncing back at them. Smokes and Molotov still in play, though. Nico is able to get Gratisfaction trying to sneak past logs. So the advantage to FaZe to start it off. You mentioned the 2400. Keep in mind they carried 4 guns over. Guardian has the op. There's still a little bit left in reserve, except for Guardian, because he's trying 51-50 to start off this round. Couldn't get the shot toward Boiler. Jacob got out the door, couldn't pursue him, getting back inside of the site, so nothing changes. Aside from that, FaZe has to go slightly more passive as a result. And lose the control of quad.
They do have a lot of map territory right now. Obviously, we can see them top middle, but Liaz is still positioned towards top of Banana, and we can see that nobody from FaZe is really down. And ooh, a bit of Norwegian on Norwegian action there as Rain will take Jacob out of the server, and that is a great start to round number 6 as we have 25 seconds left, a 3-on-5 situation. Renegades have no option left but to execute onto this B bomb site. It'll give them a 2 versus 3 duel in their favor. But they have a position to being up top, and Adren and Nico combine and lock this one out. It is a clean round. 3-3 now. So now a round of loss bonus will be taken away from FaZe, just for everybody playing at home. So keeping tabs, and 1 will be added to that of Renegades. So they have built up a bank here, as you can see. But with that round loss, they only managed 1,400.
But again, the residual money, AKs, 3 of them now on the FaZe side, is starting to build for both teams as a result of this bonus. So both have a buy in hand, which is a weird situation to see this early in a game.
Yeah.
Something you not normally would because, again, the resets hit so hard.
The pace on that.
That was super quick. Gratisfaction gets through all of the utility and barely takes any damage. Sits on 88.
And they're already setting up for a BXQ, but if they go now, they're going to go into 3. Adren's about to push run out. Flash comes. He's done a lot of damage. Can he convert a kill? No!
Adren falls off of it. Gratisfaction, the man mentioned, uses utility of his own, but watch the fact that Lias and Jacob have both gone very low on HP. Lias sits on 22, Jacob on 1. Just 1.
Slight breeze might knock them over.
A fart in the general direction, as Monty Python would say. Brain goes back in, flashes down. He was blinded, so he had to turn around and go back the way in which he came. Managed to find his way back into safety, but he'll rotate around with very little to work with. Only 2 seconds. Watch the pinch play. Banana. It's JKS that's going to watch it, though, and he's got 96. He's the healthy of the 3, which means he's got the prime position, but he needs to win the duel, and Guardian takes him down. That should be the round for FaZe when you consider the HP on the other 2. Azza, he'll do what he can. Boosting above.
Oh, no.
We could get both as a result of this. Jacob's down. They surely have to know he's faded in the smoke. They surely have to figure that out, and Rain has. Where else could he have gone? FaZe will get number 4.
Got a little bit dicey there for a moment, but that damage of Adren was more than enough to help them across the line, and you were definitely right there. That duel with JKS and Guardian towards top of Banana was the key. JKS wins that. The round is more than possible. No risks have to be taken. Azza maybe doesn't have to gravitate towards that smoke. Pressure is alleviated, and then they take the 2-on-3 duels as a unit. Instead, having the flank come in when you're having multiple players pushing through that CT spawn position, it becomes more and more difficult. Renegades are talking through their options right now. FaZe have been able to get a full buy on the board. AWP obviously able to be picked up and continued through as Guardian, a key player in that flank role that round. Moving into round number 8. I guess they were talking through if they wanted to go for an AWP on Gratisfaction as he was the last player to buy. Everybody on Renegades has a substantial amount of money, and when you consider that they're going to get 2,400 in the next round, they all should be able to buy. But let's see, this time round, not such a fast approach to Banana. It's default spread.
Less damage than I would have thought from a nade that went off pretty much just in front of him. Gratisfaction sits with 75, and once again, he's the one that pursues Banana. He's already up toward the half wall.
They do this in a very Astralis-esque fashion, like they really fight for it and they'll exchange a lot of utility just to hold on to Banana control, because if you take it away from the CTs, they can't be successful, then they kind of have to sit back on the site, and that's exactly what we're seeing. And now they can go over to A, where they can execute in what, if they did it right now, would be a 2-on-5 situation.
Guardian backs away again. Doesn't want to take the challenge toward quad side. Rotation already out of B. 4 players on A. That's not uncommon. It's not like they're playing aggressive, though, to have the deep Banana presence. They are at sandbags, but that's not a lot of early information. Scrat takes Guardian, though. Roll off. Flash. He's got to be massive. They're all looking away. They had a chance, but they looked back, and with that many to fire at, one was inevitably going to get him. Still, though, they pull this level. It's down to just a Dren. 1-on-2. He's got a chance in it. 30 seconds, bomb to go down. He's on the rotation from B. And an M4. No kit in his hands. One just in front of him now. He should be able to pick that up on the way by. He didn't. He went around the pillar and missed his chance to grab a kit for free. He'll know it's there. He wants to fight instead. Can't do it. JKS beats him, and it's 4-4.
Back and forth we go here. So this tends to, at least historically, favor the Ts, right? Because if you're going to go round for round on a map which is a CT bias, then you're sitting pretty. Renegades need to streak a couple together, though, if they want to make sure that they can win the half. FaZe are in a good position right now. Once again, double AWPs will be the solution. And that I don't mind as a call because of the way that Renegades are harassing Banana with all the utility constantly. Even if they do use the trade of nades back and forth, Nico can then just hold the line with the AWP. Okay. Guardian continues to fight, gets 2 shots onto JKS and will take him down, and that's a great step in the right direction here for FaZe Clan in round number 9. No immediate response from Renegades either because they weren't in forward enough positions to react off of that. Dodging danger. Yet again, Jacob's now pushed up close, which means they have to drop back into more of a regular passive setup. And this is what I was talking about. See, Nico, he can stay with the AWP out. He doesn't need any assistance. They don't need pop flashes. They're not worried about not having any utility. He gets to hold on to his smoke and his flash. So as soon as he spots something, even if he doesn't get the kill, he can drop the smoke wherever he wants, and that's going to buy enough time.
Grant's faction takes Guardian back. Nico just waiting it out. 4 on 3. Bounce toward quad, no one there. Az is already deep enough past it. Grant's faction gone. Rain removes him from pit. Now he can start to focus elsewhere. Crossfire set with Olaf. Bomb never even gets planted. Renegades suffer the fate of FaZe, but it's only a 1-round game still. Money's not ideal, although JKS has 74. Gratz got, yeah, they got enough. They can drop.
Yeah, indeed. But they've been conservative before. We've seen them when their money's been at a similar level on this on other maps, and they haven't actually gone all in, right? They've done little upgrades. This time around, they will. And I'm curious if we'll see a change of approach, because they can just throw those default grenades towards Banana. They don't necessarily need to fight for the entire... They just love it. It's just friendly. Bit of friendly knifing in the back.
Carry on.
So you're just going to see one player from Renegades throwing utility over towards Banana. The other 4 are going to go towards alt middle and see if they can take control or maybe pounce a little bit quicker. And it's not that they were necessarily losing the Banana duel. It was very back and forth, but you can see how many players that means that FaZe are still leaning over towards that side of the map. Adren, Nico, and then Olaf throws a nade, and now he drops all the way back. There is early pressure to be applied on Guardian and Rain. That timer is quickly whittling down, though, as Olaf, he's got his skates on, and he's already over towards Library. So 3-on-5 situation over towards the site will be a full execution.
Rain inside of the smoke uses the bike to elevate himself. That even takes his feet out of the picture, because there might have been a gap for that. Smoke knife couldn't do it. Jacob does get the trade, though. Olaf's going to try to get to Graveyard. Good thing. Means the pallbearers don't have far to carry him after JKS gets the kill. Azam follows that up. Adren's down, burning alive. Guardian has to smoke himself into the corner, but that means no vision for the AWP.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's one way to find vision. Just get above the smoke. I was going to say all on to Nico, but Guardian manages to stand tall, and now with 38 seconds, bomb's not planted. They can hold the site. Misses the shot on Aza. Nico, though, is getting closer by going around the other direction toward the mid wall, but unfortunately, he may not be close enough when the time comes. Well, the fact of the matter is, though, they still have to plant the bomb, which means he can isolate this to a one-on-one in the process. Sneaks behind the barrels. The one-on-one against Aza succeeds. Knows Gratz behind the box. Really gets caught jumping onto the hay bales, but he still has the angle. Gratz trying to do what he can on the AK-47. Now he stops. Doesn't need to overplay this. Doesn't need to move too much, because if he does, he goes back into the direction of Nico. Gets a reload and somehow has the distance between them to get to the wall, but Gratz faction has the round. It's tied again.
Oh, dear.
Didn't pick up the AWP. They didn't want it, I guess. Yeah, they were too late communicating it.
They're really... Well, he is the AWP, right? So if anybody's going to gravitate on that, it's going to be him. So obviously not a priority that I have for their T side. And people might question that. People will say, why wouldn't you pick it up as much as you can? Well, the AWP on the T side of Inferno, it's difficult to find a lot of access. And you can see how utility-dependent Renegades are. They're using a lot of nades back and forth to actually open up these bomb sites and even just fight for control. So... they won, at least in my mind, the war of attrition. They just need to convert this round. If Renegades cannot fall to the deagle of Nico like they did on Train, then they're looking in a good position to now take the lead. So after taking down both Nico and Adren towards the top of Banana, they can accelerate the pace over towards this side of the map. That's leaving Guardian, Rain, and Olaf with a lot to do. If they can find a gun, if they can kill somebody and pick up an AK, carry it through to the next, that is probably the best thing for this team.
He wants to get him positioned at tree. Good position to have. Back-to-back rounds against the Pistols this time for FaZe. or of FaZe, I should say, for Renegades. They'll take the lead 6-5 T-side. You mentioned it was 16-14 the last time these two teams played each other on this map. So far, all signs point to a similar score.
Yeah, Renegades just need one more round after the first. They've done better than what they've done at the major. Several players here for Renegades, but whether or not those guns can be collected is a different question. Rain now back towards CT spawn. He has that Zeus, but won't be hearing any screams of electricity running through the veins here. Rain will get a UMP, but that's it. So you look at Adren, he has enough money to buy an AWP. He'll drop that over towards Guardian. Gets himself back an M4 in exchange. Nico has a choice. He can go glass cannon with the AWP if they still think that's vital to hold banana, but no, the buys come in now and he's gone with an M4. So across the board, a decent buy for that of FaZe Clan. Still no ult for Renegades, as we've noted. It's just not part of their plan. Guardian, I think, is going to go aggressive middle with the ult. Doesn't over-peak. He just holds this line if anybody wants to be lackadaisical about their swing for mid-information. Now he can put it towards ult mid. So we're back to the stand of what we saw within the first 5-6 rounds of the game. The tussle for Banana has continued, and this time Adren is up close to will get the first for more, and that's huge from Adren. Gets two. Did he see the player move across to logs? That is the question. Not really an issue, as he will drop on back towards the site. Now be conservative, he's done enough. Jacob and JKS react by taking mid control here. They're going to have to hope that players from FaZe walk into their crosshairs if they want to find any kills. FaZe have been doing a very good job after getting these openings of not making sloppy mistakes and giving away excess frags.
Guardian waiting over toward Arch side. All up at the ready, sees the bounce flash, stared into it, goes back before the smoke blooms, hits Jacob. The man's quick. He's too quick. Gets back to the site, he'll concede that he can't see enough to stay at Library. He knows they could push through Arch and wrap him behind him, but 37 seconds. 2 against 5. Renegades looking to be finally halted, which means once again we'll have a tie game. They're going to try and slip through CT, which means if they do, could try and isolate the B site to a 2-2. Yeah, fortunately, going to do nothing at this point. Yeah. 10 seconds. Couldn't get it together in time to find a kill, so all 5 staying alive for FaZe. Builds the bank back up quite quickly.
That's a very good point that you make about all these saves, because I've been tracking FaZe's money more closely with them being on the CT side of this entire game. So ever since they started losing rounds, or the back and forth, because it's been a very up and down nature, the maximum amount of loss bonus that they have built is only 2,400. At no point have they exceeded that, but yet they felt like they've had a lot of gun rounds on the board, right? So at this point in the game, after winning 2 more back on the, 1 more on the trot.
Technical pause, just to note.
Yes, indeed. Curious as to what they're working out here. Well, Nico's talking.
He is talking. And Yanko looks to be responding.
And Olaf's talking as well. So maybe...
It's a technical in the
Never
bottom
mind.
of our
Well,
screen.
It's unpausing in 5 seconds, so I think that...
Oh, okay, so it was fixed, whatever
yeah,
it was.
We're back into it quite swiftly here.
Well, it's going to be a little interesting to see how the AWP does in Guardian's hands getting it back out. But you're right, there's been a lot of saves in there for, and a lot of AKs carried over as well, by the way.
Yeah, it's been very important, I think, to allow them to have a lot of these dangerous buys. Just curious to see where Renegades can go with this. When they had the low buys with the UMPs before, they went for an A execute relatively quickly. And they're sending 4 players over towards A side again through ult middle. So we might see a similar scene here, as this time round Guardian gets a lot more inquisitive down middle. So Liaz, if he swings, could have been punished. Guardian, he has to be a little bit careful though, because it is just him and Rain over towards the A bomb site. But he wants to find an open kill. He almost got offered up one there, and he gets away with his life. So information gathered, shot taken. No frag off the bat, and here it is, the execute once more. We've seen this.
Jacob's in fast. Guardian's very close. Oh my goodness, fantastic shot, unfortunately for him. It's pretty, but it's not all that effective because it's one out of many that were in front of him, and as a result, they now have the man advantage. Bomb down very quickly. Renegades changing the pace considerably, and it's Nico and Adren that want to work their way back in, both with, they're about 100 HP. 5 lost on Nico's side. No kits in their hands as of right now. Little right-click smoke. Get closer to JKS. It actually forces him out chasing down the kill onto Adren. That gives Nico an angle. And he's followed that up, doubling onto Jacob. And they'll get Gratisfaction. Can they get to the bomb? The Molotovs may have held them off of it.
No
they don't have the kits. They're gone. The kits are what's going to cost them, and it's still going to be Renegades' round. I don't think... Okay, Adren will survive there, I guess. I thought it was a little more damage than that, but he's fine on 19.
So, because this is a back-and-forth nature, there's only a $1,400 loss bonus. So those saved guns, they play a massive role again. You could see they're still just scrapping together these buys. It's insane. Absolutely mental that they're able to do this time and time again. Renegades, as I mentioned, now they're one up from what they've done at the major, and they still have the UMP. So they're lesser of the buy situation, regardless of getting the round on the board. And let's see what kind of approach they want to go for here. FaZe realize they have to have 3 players over towards the A bomb site in case those fast players come in, and I love this boost.
When smoke goes down, you can still see above it. You could even self-smoke top middle and play off of it. Getting closer to the yellow wall. That was cool. Don't think it was intended. Might have got him onto the atrium with an op. That would have been pretty impressive.
I think that was, though, as Liaz is going to get the better of Nico, the top fragger right now. Banana, and then he gets the second. Liaz has done some very good entry work towards this part of the map throughout this game. Even towards top middle, we've seen him find some big openings.
8 kills in half, but a lot of them with impact. Guardian unable to collect through the smoke. Nearly did. It was close. Good attempt. Jacob stays alive and gets inside of the site. 3 in the site, 2 in Banana. And with 3 players left up, round 14, no money left over. Op on Guardian. This is another save, so it's Renegades taking an 8th round, winning the half on the T side of Inferno. Not an easy task.
Not at all. And they haven't done it with a lot of kills, Matt. If we just look at the scores right now, obviously you guys get them
so many
thrown up.
saves.
Yeah, so this is not a high-fragging game by any means. Gratisfaction has 8, Liaz has 8, Jacob has 8, JKS has 5, Azza has 4. They haven't actually had to get too many kills. It's just the kills that they've been getting are very efficient. They're very effective. They've been avenues. They've been keys to bomb sites. There's left FaZe in a position to save after save after save. There's actually a lot more deaths on the side of Renegades than what there is for that of FaZe clan. Liaz and Jacob both have 10 deaths. There's nobody even close to that. For FaZe, we have 8 for Nico, 8 for Adren. And once again, they can drop it all over, get another buy on the board. Adren's been dropped a UMP, and then with his $1,900 in the bank, he's been able to buy armor and some nades. 2 kits on the board. AWP is still in play. So 7 on the board for FaZe Clan, considering how much pressure they've been put under consistently here. Won't be too bad. This time around, they want to get Guardian aggressive. He's in front of the Molotov. He continues to push. He finds a kill on the JKS, and he wants to barrel forward even more. Flash, not going to get him. Gets an opportunity to go again, and Liaz, he'll get the better of that situation. Still, Adren and Nico over towards this side of the map. They can scavenge the AWP. But they're already up mid. This is a quick reaction from Renegades. They want to wrap around the arch side. They've realized that Guardian doesn't normally hold that part of the map. They've realized that they can isolate this A defense, and by going through to CT spawn, if Adren and Nico continue to barrel forward, they get caught off guard. Liaz with the jiggle peek. He's going to spot out some information. Flash is going to come through, and Adren's going to push on that. It's not going to get him. Liaz goes wide and will be traded out eventually, but damage is done, and now Nico pushed back on towards that B-bomb site. He's going to find himself on 8 HP, and now with Jacob in CT spawn, Gratisfaction and Azza coming up Banana, he needs to go huge. Molotov will land over towards the top position. That's big by Nico. He'll get the chance. The second won't be able to finish it off, and now it is a 2-on-2 situation. Bomb's going to go down. Olofmeister and Rain both through Banana here.
Fast peek on the flash doesn't work out for them. If Gratisfaction hit one of those shots, very different situation. Jacob smoked off as well, flashing himself back in, but that's not a hold. They're ready for the fight. He knows it. He's ready for it. Dinked up. They'll have called that. 1 HP. I think this one goes FaZe's way. They're already on it. So 8-7. He even knows that that's how it's going to go and walks away from it. 1 round between them, but a win on the T side from Renegades puts them in a fantastic position to try and close this out.
Once again, I'm just astonished by how much of a low-scoring game it is. Normally expecting to see a lot more frags on the board. But Renegades are very reactive. I think they've done a very good job. Both teams, I think, need to be praised for the way that they applied themselves in that first half. I like some of their plays towards Banana from the Renegades guys. Then when they react when they have the information. FaZe knowing when they've been beat, knowing that saving guns is probably the better option. They've been able to do that time and time again. So here, as we move into the second half, remember that FaZe Clan were able to pick up their CT pistol. See if Renegades can do the same. Because we have been trading rounds back and forth. It would only be fitting at this point to do the same with such a pivotal one of the starting rounds. Round 16 kicking off here as a Fuse kit, 2 flashes. Once again, the utility. Nico this time round, he doesn't have the utility on the FaZe Clan side. It'll be Guardian, Smoke, Flash, Flash. Dren with a Molotov. And he's actually dropped on over 250 to Nico, who's dueling up mid. We get to see that action straight away. It's left Liaz in a bit of a troublesome position here, I would say.
I would agree with that. Down in by the bench. Pistol to play with, but waiting for someone to walk out. Come on, man, knows how close they are. He was right, but when he walks out, Nico was ready for it. He was worried his gun would stick through if he continued walking forward. All middle. Oh, Nico. Overrun. He's not done. He's picked up the USP. He's got 3 in the round, and he's in a position in which he could find a 4th if they wanted to rotate, but they won't. They've got armor, and that's good enough for them to hold on to it. Lots of saves in this game, which means long, drawn-out affair, but it's a close one, and it does, again, determine who goes into the playoffs.
Lots of sensible SAMs this time round, so I wonder if we'll see similar themes as what FaZe were pulling out on their CT side. Now, you might question, why hold on to the armor? Why save these USPs? You get them for free next round anyway. Well, for Jacob, he lost 3 points on his armor, so he won't be able to upgrade his for free, and he's going to get wrecked anyway. JKS, he did have all the goodies in the bag, but 2 big shots, eventually he will be finished off. So $600 in the bank account from those 2 kills. It's not the end of the world. Renegades now, I spoke about them last time these 2 teams met, force buying in the second and then converting those. This time round on the CT side, they will force buy. They didn't do it in the first half. They took more of a conservative approach and went for a save, but we can see Azza buying in with a 5-7, some flashbangs, 2 CZs for Liaz and Gratisfaction. Deagle in the hands of Jacob. There's smokes on almost all the players, and JKS, he buys in very late, but he will get himself a Deagle as well. So enough nades here to delay choke points for a very long time. It's about playing these situations as fundamentally sound as possible, as a quick banana approach from FaZe Clan may force out these smokes earlier than what Renegades would like. Teams seem to know about this. Teams seem to understand, I was going to say, when they need to respect utility, and JKS will throw out his first smoke. So one has been dispersed towards the B-bomb site. One just gone down top middle towards A in the hands of Gratisfaction. So this is a stalling tactic. Hopefully going to force FaZe into some poor decisions. That's what they're trying to achieve here. But right now, Boiler holds control. That's in their grasp. So is top banana. And middle should be there very soon. As Gratisfaction a little bit cheeky with that mid cross, and Dren's going to punish him right there. So number advantage in the favor of Renegades at this point. Another smoke towards top middle. Hazza can't do anything from behind it. Still 2 players over on the B side of the map. JKS is going to have to rotate over very soon. 40 seconds left on the clock, and they will pick up the bomb. And Azza has made the call to go for a B stack. So Jacob, new box towards the back of the site. JKS will get there over towards Coffin in time with that Deagle, and Azza will be in CT spawn. He has a flash to throw on in if necessary. It will be the B hit now.
It will be. Nico's got JKS down. Jacob still waits out toward B-box.
Oh, no.
Him, but he's spammed the Deagle, which is not necessarily how you want to use that weapon. So FaZe with just Leia's to find. Liaz? Princess Leia?
Princess Leia. Can we ask him if he can do his hair like Princess Leia?
He might be able to.
Get him to dress up in that bikini.
Yeah. What? You mean the gold like bra thing?
Yeah.
That's not really a bikini.
Well, what would you call it? Lingerie?
Just a bra? Like, yeah. I don't know what I'd call it.
I'm Googling it now.
Well, that means it's going to be FaZe back in the lead at 9-8.
So if you search Leia lingerie, there's quite a few options.
Oh, dear. I don't know if I want to search that, actually, in China, of all places. Let's get deported for using Google.
Yeah, whatever the equivalent is.
Yeah. But I don't know if I want to search that.
Still learning the ropes here. All right, FaZe in the lead, 9 rounds. After going down 8-7 in the favor of Renegades in the first half, Renegades will have to take Nico now, that forced by not being successful at all. We get a little look here at Nico on the pistol round, 3 dominant kills, and that secured the round. Simple as that. Moving forward, Renegades are likely to concede this one, unless Liaz with that save carried over Mac 10. And head armor can be absolutely beastly. JKS has a CZ over towards the B site. He's on his own though, as everybody else from Renegades gravitates towards top mid, and Jacob on the balcony watching any pushes out of apps. There's a very interesting off angle on that pallet. We'd see a boost from Guardian in a similar position so that he could spot down middle, but that has a timer on it. As soon as that smoke clears, he has to change. Now, Nico and Olaf walking in towards this B-bomb site, smoke towards CT spawn. JKS has to go big with the frag. He's not going to get it done. Nico gets the better of him, and now they can just saunter on in, plant that bomb, and round number 18 should be stitched on up for the FaZe clan.
His back's away. You're absolutely right, though. As the bomb gets planted once more, Liaz is able to hold on to the Mac 10, but that's about all. Head armor important as well in all of that. But FaZe get double digits first. So far, winning out every round of this half. Still getting into the gun rounds, though, so not surprising. Adren tries to get one on the Deagle. That's a little off exactly where they are. FaZe and Jacob each getting a kill, though, making it a little bit costly. It's down to just Nico and Olaf holding on to the AKs. Flash out might be less than that if they're not careful. As it gets found before he can do any further damage. Economic damage, that is. Certainly did get a dink at range.
Okay, so the gun round's going to come in. Gratisfaction will actually get the AWP up. So if you remember rightly, if the first half he was not buying the AWP on that T side, he had money to do so on numerous occasions. Then when it became a very back and forth affair and the UMPs had to come out continuously, that's where it all changed. But look at this. We were noting how small the frag counts were in that first half. Nico was leading the way. Now he's up to 23. The next closest in the server is indeed Liaz. Now it's going to toss up a banana this time round. Renegades get to set the pace. Oh, in the flash, didn't see what was happening there, and the trades are going on as now Jacob rights the ship. Could have been very troublesome right there. JKS not so aware due to that flash. But Rain has a lot of territory. This round isn't over. I'm still counting FaZe into this one. Never mind.
Nope. Gratz got it back, so they will get their first round of the second half as soon as the guns are drawn. Do it quite convincingly thus far. Nico, we know, can certainly do damage. He's got the bomb as well. He could do more than that. This could still fall apart, given that there's only one of the B site right now.
Ooh, okay. That's like a bait Molotov.
That is interesting. Halfway up banana, that could be thrown from mid. They don't really have enough to work off that, and that means they're going to stay with just one player on the B site. Needs to be a kill confirmed from Jacob with the smoke in his hands. I think he sees him. He's got to see his AK by now, surely. Realize that as Jacob backed off, that takes away the threat, because if he got that kill isolated, they got the bomb down, they all have to run toward him. Wow, 99 damage from that. He's just going to play it for the money at this point in time, and they're going to allow it. Jumping up. Oh, what? If he had gotten both there, oh my goodness.
If he didn't get dinked down to one through the smoke, and he gets both in that scenario,
it's winnable.
That's winnable. That Molotov actually, I think, lured Jacob into a false sense of security that there's no way he could be that close. That's so funny to just use a Molotov in that fashion. 200 IQ play there by Nico. Looking at the economy situation right now, should be enough money for FaZe to go for a buy situation. They will do so. Back 10s for Rain and Adren. UMP for Guardian, and Olafmeister will get the AK and utility as well. So maybe something fast coming out here. Maybe one of the set pieces that Yanko's probably been working on with the team. Gratisfaction wants to go for the pick. Can do safely, as there isn't an op to fight back. Oh, maybe a little bit advantageous there, as it was a window of opportunity for him to get picked off from alt middle, but now he's dropped back across the line of sight there for Liaz. So they've already have boiler control. This is going to be a piece here. Matters that the smokes and flashes are going to come over, and now the pressure. Oh, that Molotov has bought them 7 seconds to reposition. That's given them a chance here to set up for this attack. Well,
that's what they're going to do. Gratisfaction's going to get aggressive on it as well. Boiler door, no one inside of it. Everyone's outside by mid. The only one that's not is Adren, and he's got the Mac 10. He wants to bust in from the apartments. Gratz pushed back already. Liaz, he's been tagged by that. So they knew he was in the hallway, which means he's got to fall off of it. And as he does, it's Azza going down to Rain. It's FaZe that's opened up the site by absolutely decimating everyone from quad side.
I'm really surprised to see a save here. This is insane. We haven't seen one of these at all this game.
Yeah, yeah, really. We haven't seen one of these at all this round.
Yes. So Jacob and JKS still, as you can see, have a lot of utility left. That means they didn't even really get to do anything in the round before all the action went down on that A bomb site. Nico's in banana right now. I think he's going to test the waters and see what he can get done. Everybody's had a chance to upgrade their rifles. We talked about in that round having 3 SMGs going in with the case of a UMP and 2 MAC-10s. And they're able to get it done with that. So set pieces now. You know, you have an AK, you have some SMGs, you're able to make a lot work. As Nico, ooh, close but no cigar. And now Renegades are going to have to drop some guns over in similar fashion. Jacob and JKS can do so. Liaz can by himself. So it can be a gun round. But no. Hazard's called to keep it conservative. I'm curious to see that because he has a CZ and he's upgraded into light Kevlar, and Liaz and Gratisfaction will do the same. Liaz has actually gone for Julies. I'm really surprised to not see them drop those guns across and go for a buy round here. Should have had more than enough to do so. This is meaning that unless those 2 Orgs and the menagerie of pistols that we can see on the board can play out in a successful manner for that of Renegades, then FaZe Clan are going to go right to 12 rounds. We know that this team has seen Heartbreak on Inferno before, but surely not again. Surely not in this fashion. The pressure isn't applied that hugely. This is just a match to get through the playoffs. It's a 2-0 game as they're going to scuffle on through into City Spawn. It will be a B split, so Jacob, he's going to have to be huge here. There's 1. Has to find 2 more. He's going to get the second and eventually gets closed down on Adren.
Yeah, absolutely will. The AUG gets the return. JKS has it all to do inside of B. Knows they've lost CT. He has the AUG, though, mind you. Adren's busy. Does that mean you want to strike right now through rooms, or does that mean you want to watch the front of the site? He goes and pinches Adren in. Now they know the other 2 are. 42 seconds. Smoke down to CT, but they're already being sprayed inside of it. Olaf tagged to 62. And a Molotov down. Bomb dropped in front of the fountains. They can't go for the default plant just yet as Guardian decides to take matters into his own hands, go behind the fountain. Not spotted yet by JKS, who wants to work his way back in. No flash. He's held off. Guardian can't hit the shot in return. Damage still further done.
He's in the molly.
He's tagged, but Guardian is in the Molotov. Gets the second kill. That allows Olaf to focus on Liaz. And FaZe find number 12.
Wow, that is a heroic play from Guardian right there. Just taking the fights, not worrying about the fact that he is going to burn to death. And if you hit the shots like he did in that fashion, well, you've done more than enough. Here we see that likely scenario where Renegades, obviously they only upgraded in with a little bit, are able to buy again. Renegades going for the double AWP setup here. JKS has picked up one of his own. FaZe Clan are looking like they're truly in the driver's seat right now. Being very decisive. Aim is on point. Nico putting in a haul here, 25 kills to his name. Guardian has now gone up to 15, and he did a fantastic job of assisting in that round win right there, even though things did get dicey. Azar only had 4 kills in that first half, so he's only found 2 in this second half, being kept pretty quiet. I mentioned before he needed 27 kills last time these 2 teams went toe-to-toe on this map for them to get across the line. This time around, they're going to have to do it without him, unless he turns up here. He's able to start putting some big numbers on the board. The other 4 members of Renegades are going to have to do a lot of work. So we're about to see a mid pounce right now. Smoked off towards Ash and flashes to follow.
Flashed in at this point. 4 and 8. The quad cross. Oh, goodness me, it works out perfect. Adren is working his way back into it, though, but tagged down to 4 HP. Not likely he goes any further. Olaf's over at B. It's not completely open. He now knows where JKS is. Knows it's an op and just wants to hold him off.
Look, if Olaf wins this duel, this round becomes possible because Adren has the bomb and he can drop back towards the B bomb site.
It's desperate with 4 HP. They're already rotating over, knowing that that's probably what Olaf wants to do. He's smart enough to be aware. Lets them walk directly into him. And Gratisfaction will hold up. Knows he's elevated. Is ready for the cross. Oh, no. Shot between 2. Didn't know which to fire at. Luckily, JKS is there because 2 ops. One of them goes down. This is still all open. 4 HP, though, I'm sure. He's going to be found, and JKS even re-peeks it with the op to go 12-10.
I don't like that from JKS. I know he gets the kill there to finish that off, but if he dies...
Yeah, you lose the op.
And that's a costly setup when you're running the double orbs, right? So you have bloody big risk there from Justin, considering he had teammates who would have been there momentarily to make sure that he didn't die. But look, avoid disaster right there so they can continue through. And FaZe Clan, they're in a position right now where they have to take a save. We saw on Train, Nico finding openings with Deagles, Orps. That was one of their keys to success on their T side. Maybe there's an opportunity for them to do some damage here again. They want to just lean straight towards this A bomb site. All 5 players making their way up through the different avenues. Mid, boiler, halls. No flash, no nade. Molotov, no smoke to work with, so just their pure aim, and that is the bread and butter of FaZe Clan. Getting to the business end of the evening. The score is currently 12-10 in favor of FaZe. The deciding map, the winner goes through to the playoff bracket, and that'll be the same with Fnatic today, who managed to do a 2-0 scoreline of Vitality in the other winner's game.
Yeah, still holding out toward the balcony, but it's Azza that's doing the work instead. They've only got 2 rounds in this half. 5 going the other way. That'll become 1 better as very efficiently they get all 5 kills. They're back to within 1, 12-11. We knew this one was going to be tight and go the distance. It certainly is. I still have no idea who's going to win it. And with the economy in the current state, it's not like I can read it and say, well, if they break them here, this is the crucial round that's going to open up the game. You can't say that anymore. It's very different now.
And considering it is a back and forth, that means that neither team really build up that loss counter to allow them to have constant gun rounds.
It comes down to the efficiency in the rounds that you do win.
Exactly. And how many players you can keep alive, how many players you can chase on down, how many guns you can save. So it's those details here, which do seem a little bit stale on a map like Inferno. But what isn't stale is the duel in Banana and Olaf. He gets the better of Jacob here. JKS is going to have to get something done, and that's a great shot right there.
JKS is going to find a different angle, but more passively. Essentially won the duel in Banana. You get traded, and usually that favors the offense, but they put Olaf down to 6 HP. Very much limiting his options in the round. Still a factor in it, don't get me wrong, but limits how aggressive he can play.
It looks like they want to go back and execute on JKS with the AWP, though, which could be a phenomenal play. You smoke off Coffin, you smoke off CT, you can get a Molotov on his position quite easily from where they are right now. Azza, thinking that could be a possibility, is going to rotate back over. And I think what facilitates this is Gratisfaction's aggressive position that you can see on the radar towards quad. So he still has quite a lot of information. Now that he's dipped on back, things will change. But with 45 seconds left on the clock, this is either a B play with a full commit into 2 Renegades players, or a fake with Rain towards top mid to be the feeler. But there we go. They've dropped back to B. It is going to be a 2-on-4 on this B bomb site. And this one here, I think, is for all the marbles. Smokes and flashes are going to rain over. Rotation call hasn't come in yet. JKS is going to put out the Molotov, and here they come. Both players over towards the quad position. Azza not able to get anything done. He's dead. Now JKS has all the work. He falls as well, and now we talk about the efficiency, the saves.
Yeah.
Having to count your marbles.
Yeah, it's this money system's tricky. It is. I'm not sure
You want to know a fun fact?
I'm in love with it yet, but what's that?
Azza was learning to become an accountant. I don't know if he finished his degree or not.
Well, he might need to with this system.
So, back in the day...
Return on investments, get your 8% minimum. If only the markets had that right now. Gratisfaction. Keep the op. No one really chasing, so naturally he will. It's the other thing with this system. You know, you want to stay efficient, keep guns up. It's more valuable perhaps than chasing and losing them, so they just let that be. 25 rounds on the board. 24, I should say, that are finished, this being the 25th. And it will be a gun round for both teams.
Surprisingly, who would have thought?
I know, right?
We do see less clutch attempts, right, though, because...
I thought we were going to see more.
Yeah, but teams are just holding on to a lot more guns, especially in this series of Inferno. You know, once they get locked out, I guess the reason is you can have a gun round in the following if you do save those weapons, so there's less incentive to go for the clutch to stranglehold the economy. So if you know you can't get control of the economy and it's better just to hold on to the guns, then just keep your weapons to fight another day. JKS's grenade through down onto T-Stairs will chunk Guardian down to 25 points of health, so a lot of damage done and not really having to see anybody there. to Vladislav.
So Grat waits. Yeah, no one's got Boiler for him to get that shot. There is one going this time, but already flashed off. He can't stay to watch the doorway. There's a Dren that he would have been battling against.
They put a lot of pressure on Justin over towards the B bomb site to anchor this down time and time again. I like it more so now that he has a rifle. Look, he's shown to be proficient on the AWP, but by no means would I ever, even if he becomes the main AWPer for a team, consider Justin to be a primary AWPer.
Through the smoke while flashed. And now they hold front library, but Grat goes out aggressively toward top middle. They can have library all they want if he's got the op and a Deagle. Yeah. He's got 3. Lias has a chance inside of the pit. They've got to get the rotations over from B, but Lias has done enough. Nico down, knows Rain's gone toward the graveyard. Rain still prevails, has to go get the bomb though. That buys a few more seconds, valuable seconds for Jacob and JKS. Molotov bounced in, that's going to limit him, force him back 9 HP. Headshot position though from the box. Can he find them? Not at all. It's 13-12.
Rat with an amazing 3-piece there. The fact that he knows he can't fall back because Rain has arch side control, he might drop back and go through his line of sight, has to stand, has to deliver, and finishes off with 3 huge kills. And then Liaz, the other youngster, the other new addition to this Renegades roster, with an absolute banger of a shot onto Nico coming up that quad side. Oh my god. Talk about pressure right there. Renegades able to get it done. Rain knew the importance of getting that bomb down as well. Here it is again. 1. Oh, there's the 3rd even. Eventually it gets traded off. And yeah, so by Rain getting that bomb down, by giving them the supplementary cash of completing one part of the objective, they are able to get AKs on the board again. And it will be a worry for Banana here. Molotov nade's going to drop one in, the smoke to counter it, and Jacob's spamming away. He's going to get 2 kills, so the grenade of JKS will actually be the assist on top, and the nade now lands on Guardian. So this has been shut down very quickly from Renegades here. What a game.
Yeah, very impressive. So back and forth, unlike the first 2 games where it was Renegades clawing back in from an early deficit. They were the ones that had the lead. They had it about 3 different times, as did FaZe, because it's just, as I say, been back and forth again. Looking like another tie on the cards for us, as the bomb does still remain down. Inside of the smoke as well, Rain and Nico. They're around it, but they haven't got it yet. But they will, because Jacob's protecting it. Wants to sneak in behind the smoke as well, and Liaz already finds Nico by jumping over the wall instead. It's a nice car.
Vintage.
Very.
Wonder if that roof rack standard.
That'd be cool.
All right, well, you're getting the AWPers toe-to-toe right here, and you actually can see that the impact of Gratisfaction, you know, not buying it on that T side, has been relatively limited. And on the CT side, either they've gone to the opposite bomb side or he hasn't been able to find too much with it. But those impact kills we highlighted just before have put FaZe in the position right now where they only have Glocks, and they're going to run up middle and see what they can do. Stopped by some grenades, they'll reconsider their path and quickness, but definitely towards A they will go.
As at this time, the one that's pushed out from the site. Waiting for the chance. PM4. As that arrives now, just barely got that through the wall. In fact, it was a wild spray. Didn't look like it was going to land, but it does. Pre-fire P250. Renegades trying to take back the lead late. Drench still just holding on.
Yeah, this is a formality at this point. We always talk about these rounds with the Glocks. If they can get anything done, find any kills or get a bomb plant, then that's the best thing that they could possibly look for. But right now, if you were a betting man, which I'm not, Renegades would be up 14-13. They also want to bait out utility. We talked about that. But realistically, that's just a stat padding exercise for Azza and Liaz, who've combined for the last 4 kills of the round. 14 on the board, round of 28 about to go head-to-head, and a pause will come out. Yanko and Nico have to talk through their options.
Yeah, no question that they do. Needs to be done, needs to be discussed because they're running out of time. This is map 3 of a best of 3. Winner of this through to the playoffs on Friday. Get some time off to practice or eat hot pot, whatever you prefer. Any type of Chinese food for that matter. It's all delicious.
It's good. I know it was Korean barbecue, but still it was in China today. That was quite nice.
That was breakfast, and I haven't eaten anything since, and I'm still not hungry.
I'm hungry now. I'm going to eat something after this game. That's for sure. And so are Renegades, I assume. Or FaZe.
I think they'll both probably eat.
Maybe we could all go out together.
That would be... Wouldn't that be nice? It's almost too nice. I don't think that can happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But what isn't nice is Adren needing to make a compromise in this round. He has the UMP. Let's see if there's a strategy that's been unfolded, unraveled, and carried out via orders to the troops here. Renegades leading 3 players over towards the B-bomb site to lock down any rush early, but that's going to put a lot of pressure on Gratisfaction and Liaz if they're executed on here. Fortunately for them, this is a slower approach. No AWP for Guardian. Spam back through Banana just to make sure that, yes, we are watching this part of the map. Yes, you need to continue to expend utility down here if you are the Renegades. You're not getting this for free, says FaZe. Now 4 players positioned close up towards the A bomb site. The rotation is coming from Grat, but we've seen them swarm this position when it has been a 3-on-5 situation before, and Renegades have lost it. Jacob, he's hightailing it over, but will he be there quick enough? They've flashed top mid, they've taken it. They've kept them honest. And now, this is where the pressure, if they do opt to go back towards Banana, will be on the star, JKS. You can see him jump spotting. Your radar. He has a smoke and a Molotov with a HE left, so plenty of nades to delay. Going to smoke him off the line. He's going to hold off with his HE. Timed it to almost perfection as it will land into 8 points of damage to Nico there. Now that'll force the rotation back from Jacob, who feels like he's being torn between 2 mistresses at this point. 30 seconds left. It does appear that A will be the final point of attack for FaZe Clan.
Smoke out toward the pit. This could be it for FaZe. Almost building up, but Renegades potentially at a map point, and Azza's got both. He stays alive as well on 15. He's got a 3rd bomb down. Above him, Gratisfaction found a Dren, and it's all onto Olaf. He might double it back, though, because it's an op up close, and he's missed a shot, giving the AK a bit of room to wiggle. He's just trying to stay alive. Gratisfaction just wants to keep the time from allowing any opportunity. Does that. He might die afterwards, but his teammates were fast on the chase either way, and it's 15-13 for Renegades.
I spoke about the necessity for Azza to be an instrumental figure in this game, not just from a calling position, but from an impact position due to what he did to them last time these 2 teams went toe-to-toe. 27 kills to his name then. First half of this game, he only had 4 frags. Right now, sitting at 17. He's definitely turned it around. Sure, he's had a couple of rounds to eco stat pad, but one like that, that's one to be remembered. That's one that FaZe have to fear. The communication not key because nobody cleared him from that position. He had a chance to go for multi-frag after multi-frag. And that's a statement piece right there from Renegades as now FaZe Clan backs against the wall. Scrapping together what I would consider a pretty pathetic buy. Unfortunately for them, there's just no money in the bank to go for anything better. Nico has the weapon that he so desires, the AK-47. He needs some magic now, the in-game leader, the star player.
Dren looks rather disappointed with this. Looks slightly tired. Gonna have to dig deep to find some energy for this last round. No. Nico's got Liaz. That's exactly the start they need. No need to overextend in that capacity when you don't have guns. And now they're going to try and push forward. Smoke down and an M4 picked up. They're going to go quickly as well. Rotation comes back over from CT. There's 2 players working in that direction because they're pushing down Banana. That's the response. Get JKS to anchor, and that way they can try and at least make 2. Azza! The deficit. Look at Azza again with a flash. Works back in. Gratisfaction finds Olaf. Guardian's got 5 HP. That's an easy cleanup kill. And Dren, the man who looked disappointed at the start of the round, will be the last to find disappointment in the game. Well done, Renegades. They'll join Fnatic in the playoffs.
Boy, oh boy, that right there. Nico finding the opening on Liaz, making a huge mistake. He was one of only 2 players on that A bomb site while Renegades were shutting down Banana like they've been doing throughout the game and then calling for the flash. You can see on his player cam there, he steps out. 2 more big kills of impact. Go back, look at those CT rounds 1. You can see him stepping up huge here. And unfortunately, FaZe, after what they've been battling through a best-of-3 series here with 3 close maps, nobody looks happy on that side at all. Nobody will be happy with a loss, considering how close they were to going 3-0 through the Swiss stage straight towards the the playoffs, but here they'll have to fight again. They'll have to wait another day.
Yeah, and Yanko, again, we mentioned that's a battle against Kasad. That won't be on his mind right now. That's not the only thing he's thinking about. But it's, you know, a disappointment for him. He doesn't look pleased with how things are progressing right now. Inferno lost. You said it was 16-14 last time, and this time 16-13. So that at least is consistency. But for FaZe, that's not what they care about. They care about winning.
Yeah, close matches indeed. So Renegades, they're doing the little things right.
They'll still get 2 more cracks at getting through the playoffs if you're FaZe.
Yes, yes. So look, there's going to be a lot of reflection for them as well because tomorrow will be the 1-2 matches.
Yep.
So look, the FaZe are going to have some question marks to ask themselves about where that went wrong. But in those small details, the minutiae, that's the problem.
Well, yeah, we go down to the 3 best-of-3s tomorrow instead of 4. So there's not quite as much action, but it's starting to matter more and more each game that we do have on the streams.
So let's see what the analyst desk has to say about breaking that best-of-3 down.